Welcome to PTI. I'm David Korzanowski. This is Miles Klotz. Today we're here to debate two things. First of all, is Bill Russell the greatest basketball player of all time?
I'm going to have to disagree and say no. I do not think he's the greatest basketball player of all time because there is a man named Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was ridiculously tall. He was like 7'4", and he could make the greatest fadeaways of all time. Even Dirk Nowitzki can't make fadeaways like that, and he scored the most points in NBA history, even more than Michael Jordan. He just doesn't get enough credit because he didn't win enough titles, which I think is a stupid evaluation of a player.
That is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. Put up your two hands for me right now, up for the camera. 10? That is not enough to hold Bill Russell's rings. He had to put one on his big toe. 11 national championships. I can't even do it with my hands. 10 plus 1. 11, okay? This man, rebounder, scorer, passer, great teammate. When his statue was dedicated in Boston, you know what he said? He said, I would like to thank my teammates for helping me be great.
And what
Do you have Kareem saying that?
And what categories of all-time stats does he lead? Points? No. Rebounds? No. Assists? No.
Championships.
Championships are a team sport, not a
Led by a player.
Not a
Led by a star player. NBA, you need a star. Bill Russell was the star. He was the shining
So
star.
was Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
That is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. The man wore goggles. He couldn't even see right.
Okay, well, on to our next topic. Will Ohio State win the college football national championship in 2016?
Absolutely not. This is not the year for the Big Ten. The Big Ten is a brutal conference. By brutal, I mean bad. These are bad teams in the conference. You have Ohio State. Who else is there? Michigan? No. Michigan State will be okay, but other than that, you have Penn State. Wisconsin won't be as good. You have Rutgers. Really bad teams. You have Minnesota, Iowa. Are you kidding me? Someone from either the SEC, Pac-12, or Big 12 will win. I know that's a big category, but the leaders from those conferences are all better than Ohio State. I think USC has a good chance of beating Ohio State. I think Alabama, I think TCU, all better than Ohio State this next year.
Well, when you have three quarterbacks that could start on basically any team in the country, you kind of have the best of both worlds. Let's say Braxton Miller has a tough first quarter, throw in Cardale Jones. Let's say he gets hurt, throw in JT Barrett. All three of these guys are elite quarterbacks. Maybe not NFL guys, but all three of them are guys that can start on any team in the country. And then you've got the best defensive player in the country, Joey Bosa. You don't even need much more of a supporting cast than that, especially when you play in such a weak conference like you said. They'll go undefeated in the regular season, and I think they'll go undefeated this season.
You're talking about quarterbacks? Jared Boykin, my man, puts up unbelievable stats for TCU. They were robbed by Ohio State last year.
He's so bad you can't even say his name right.
All right. Boykin is all I'm saying, okay? That's his last name. But what I'm saying is, this guy led TCU last year, and they were robbed. They should have been in that 4 seed, and they should have won the national championship.
Well, guess what? They didn't.
Oh, but that's the.
Guess what?
Get out of here.
Ohio State lost their starting quarterback and then their starting quarterback again, and threw in a guy.
And they lost to Virginia Tech.
And threw in
They
a guy.
lost to Virginia
And
Tech.
threw in a guy
Come on.
who 3 years ago tweeted about not going to class, stayed on the team, and despite not starting a single collegiate game in his life, destroyed Wisconsin, beat Alabama, and then beats Oregon in the national championship to the Heisman-winning quarterback. There's not much more you can do about that.
Even a blind squirrel can find a nut every once in a while. Ohio State will never repeat that ever again. They will not return to their former glory that they hit last year.
Well, that's all the time we have for PTI today. For David Korzanowski, I'm Miles Klotz.
And he's an idiot.